If John Lummis, Danny Merck, and Beth Smith would please come up. You guys are going to be our first three commenters. And for each one of them is going to talk about something they liked. Another is going to talk about something they wondered about, something that may have surprised them or thought could have been done differently. And then the third is going to talk about scalability and replication. You know, what are the opportunities of that particular project to be done in other places? So our first presentation is Registered Youth Apprenticeships, a Foundation for Sustainable Workforce. And we're very pleased to have Carla Whitlock with the Apprenticeship Carolina program, and Mike Pearson, the director of the Hamilton Career Center, with us. So Tiffany is in charge of the time. You have, she'll give you 7 minutes for your presentation, and she'll give you a 2-minute and a 1-minute countdown. Oh, just a 1 minute, just a 1 minute. And then we'll go to conversations from there. Okay?
Great. Hi, good afternoon. I'm Carla Whitlock, I'm Senior Apprenticeship Consultant with Apprenticeship Carolina. And I want to give the majority of our time over to Mike Pearson and the good work that he and his team are doing with the Youth Apprenticeship Program in Oconee County. The Youth Apprenticeship Program is actually a program where high school students generally in the 11th and 12th grade, actually go into facilities and work during the afternoons. They get paid. They work also during the summer, and they will earn a credential from the Department of Labor in their particular occupation. So just to sum things up, there are 1,000 different occupations that can be registered, and we're seeing more and more of these programs pop up across the state. Apprenticeship Carolina is working with over 100 companies now who have youth apprenticeship programs, and these are just a few of the areas where youth apprenticeship programs have been registered. There are 3 components to any apprenticeship program. They include on-the-job training, job-related education, and a scalable wage. The high school students do need to get paid. And again, when these students complete the youth apprenticeship programs, in some instances, they'll come out with not only a high school diploma, they'll come out with that Department of Labor certification, also credit towards their furthering their education at a technical college as well. Right now, in the Upstate, the following counties have youth apprenticeship programs that have been very successful: Anderson, Pickens, Oconee, Union, Spartanburg, and Greenwood. So we'd love to have more. If you'd like more information on how the program works, I would love to be able to share that with you. And Mike is actually going to talk a little bit about how Greenfield Industries Youth Apprenticeship Program is continuing to flourish. Thank you.
Thanks, Carla. For the past 7 months or so, Greenfield Industries has partnered with Apprenticeship Carolina and the Hamilton Career Center and School District of Oconee to support our youth, our students from Hamilton Career Center, on an earn while you learn on-the-job training and skills development. So they came, and I first heard this from several years back with Jeremy Arnett at the meeting I was at, and it got me excited about it. And so we talked with Greenfield, and they were excited. Their Anthony Toski is the plant manager, and he came from Germany. He had worked in Germany for a while, and so in Germany there's a lot of apprenticeships going on. So he was really excited about it. And what we did is partner with Apprentice Carolina and Tri-County Tech and Greenfield, and we started the first youth apprenticeship in Oconee County. And obviously the objective is to give those students skills and proficiency to get a job and to keep a job. They came to us and they interviewed the students. The students had to apply for this apprenticeship, so they took the top of the class. Right now we have 4 students, 4 youth apprentices, and we have a couple more apprentices now that have finished high school. But their hands-on training complements what they're learning at the Career Center in their machine tool classes. And so it's great for us and for Greenfield because they've learned a lot of the basics of what they can learn in the classroom setting, in the lab setting, but now they're actually on-the-job training and learning those on-the-job skills, and also learning the important soft skills of being on time, keeping their area clean and things like that. So, again, it helps us, but it also helps Greenfield because they're filling their pipeline. They're building, building a workforce starting with a high school student. And we would much rather have them out there working for Greenfield than other jobs that are making less money and not getting those skills for later on in life. The occupations we have with Greenfield are CNC operator, maintenance technician, machine operator, and supervisory leader. Those are the youth apprentices at the bottom. There's 2,000 hours of work and training, and those are at Fred Hamilton Career Center where I'm the director. But then after they finish that, they can go into one of these other apprenticeship programs through Tri-County Tech, either in a supervisory leadership role, maintenance technician, or mechatronics, or a CNC operator. And I'll let the students talk about which one they're wanting to pursue. Also, Greenfield is helping the school out by donating tools. They also donated some tools to the local vocational rehab center to help their clients as well. And it's just a win-win for everyone because they're giving them real on-the-job training, real-world experience. And it also brings awareness to the other companies around Oklahoma. We're currently in talks with U.S. Engine Valve, Sander, and Toyota Bearings to try to start youth apprentices at those plants as well. But the biggest pushback from industry is a reluctance to hire minors. Okay? However, the Department of Labor, I can't read this, but they have exemptions for these hazardous occupations for 16 to 17-year-olds. So it can be done. And Greenfield is an international company. And they, but it has to be, like Carla said, it has to be a registered apprenticeship. Okay? I've only got 1 minute left, but I'm going to bring the guys on up because I want them just to tell a little bit about their experience. But you can see I highlighted those hazardous jobs that they can work as 16, 17-year-olds. And you talk to Jeremy also, they can be in woodworking and metalworking and anything that is on this list with an asterisk is a hazardous occupation that the Department of Labor says 16, 17-year-olds can. The students we have today are Justin Turner and Calvin Rhodes. They're both from Whitlock High School, and they take machine tool technology at the Career Center. And I'm going to apologize for leaving after our presentation to get back because they have to get back to work. Now, if we were going back to school, they said we could stay here. But since they got to get to work, we got to get them back. Okay, I'm going to let Justin talk first. Just tell me how you got interested in machine tool.
Well, I started out in welding, and then I needed a filler class for my junior year. And I took machine tool. I ended up liking it really well. And the teacher helped me with my work and stuff. So,
Okay. What do you do at Greenfield?
I'm doing a lot of basic machinist stuff, and it's helping me further my abilities in CNC programming, which is what I want to take at Tri-County Technical College. And it just gives me a greater aspect of the whole CNC programming and stuff.
My grandparents and my uncles were all in the building and that kind of stuff. And so I tried it and ended up liking it. And I'm a loader at Greenfield. I love machines.
Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Just wait for lots of the
Well, let me ask you real quick to that. The fact that you've been in an apprenticeship and you've kind of seen the different jobs, has that helped you get an understanding of what you want to do?
Yes. Yeah. Helps a lot.
What we're talking about on the way down here is, they told you they were gonna move you around.
Yeah, they're moving around. We work, the first summer, and then they're gonna change us over to a different job, and so we just know all aspects of the whole, everything, so we just, maybe I might do his job this summer, he might do mine. So we're gonna go throughout the plant and do all the stuff, so.
Great. Okay, we've got about 12 minutes, I think 11 or 12 minutes for discussion. I'm going to start over here. Who is going to do light for this one? Annie, okay?
What I liked about your presentation was that you talked about one of the key components of education, public education, is making education relevant. And it's obvious that apprenticeships makes public education relevant in a lot of different ways. In America, ESSA changed education in December, and we're going to an accountability system. And we're all struggling with what do we do with grades 11 and 12 in all of our school districts and all of our states. And we finally have the assessments, ACT, and work keys. Now, how do we take that information? Most people think that apprenticeships are only for the career center. But what I would say going forward to what I like about what you're doing is that grades 11 and 12 are not just for Pearson students, but for all students. And we can use work keys and we can use ACT to help students find a path through apprenticeships, just like schools and other countries. So I like it a lot. Good job.
Great. Well, I think we heard from the fact that you get to do different jobs and you know, kind of get used to it. Now, let me ask you, if your shift starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, what time are you supposed to get? Okay. Not 8:15 or 8:40, right? I mean, they'll let you know if you're not there at 8 o'clock and you're supposed to be there, right? So you're learning. Yeah, so that goes back to the relevance of learning, you know, accountability and time and things of that nature.
Tell them about what you told me on the way over about going in 30 minutes early with both the other guys.
Yeah, like, on spring break, I can go in on first shift and work 40 hours a week if I want to. But, you know, I went in at 3, I have a little bit of spring break, but they're okay with that. You just call them and let them know what's going on. It's really flexible with your schedule when you're school as well. If you have anything in school, they'll let you stay out, they'll let you figure it out today. I'll put it out.
Tell them we appreciate that. Okay, let's do the next one, Wonder. Yeah?
Oh, I wonder.
You wonder.
Wonder Woman. I have
You're
a
the
question.
microphone.
It's got a low battery, so I'm going to talk really loud. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me now? Okay, all right. See, I have a question for each of the students, and it goes something like this. I was wondering, when you get home at night, I'm asking you to tell me, Justin, when you go home at night, what do you tell your friends about your experience during the day? What do you say to them?
It was dirty. Lots of friends. It's worth it, I guess. It's worth it.
So if I saw your friends, they would say, when Justin is going through this apprenticeship, he is happy, he is dirty, he is, he is excited.
He's lucky.
What would they say?
He's lucky.
He's lucky.
Yeah, he's got a job.
That's a good answer. Now,
Everyone goes to this field.
thank you very much. I have a question for the other gentleman. And the same question, but slightly different. What do you tell your parents about your experience?
This is another fucking nervous. Like a lot.
You like it a lot? Did your parents that they would be able to tell their friends that you had a really great experience during the apprenticeship? Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, and then scalability, replication.
Okay, I'll ask this to Carla and Mike both. Carla first. What other school districts are working on youth apprenticeship programs? And is what Greenfield and Oconee been doing, can it be done in other school districts very easily?
Yes, it can. Right now, we're working with 24 school district, or 24 counties across our state who have registered youth apprenticeships. Here in the Upstate, Anderson, Pickens, Oconee, Union, Spartanburg, and Greenwood all have very successful youth apprenticeship programs. And so as far as the replicability of what is going on at Greenfield Industries through the Career Center, it is very, very replicable. The Upstate is very fortunate to have a lot of school districts who are engaged and involved in their communities with their businesses. And really that's what it takes. And it can be replicated, and if you are interested in registering a youth apprenticeship program in your county, please, you have my contact information up there, and Dean and Tiffany can get it for you. But from a youth apprenticeship enrollment standpoint, it definitely can be done.
Yeah, and I flip back to this slide on purpose because we've been focusing on manufacturing, and that's what we have a lot of. But you can see that Carla put up here, all of these occupations can have a youth apprentice program with them. So any program out there, any business, any industry, there's a possibility for a youth apprentice program. And like Danny was saying a while ago, we're trying to find things for 11th and 12th graders to do because a lot of them are finishing early, they've got all their credits. This is absolutely, I think, the answer for those 12th graders is they need to be out applying the skills they've learned in their school and in the Career Center. And they're going to fall in one of these categories. So, yeah, the replicability is there. It's just trying to get your foot in the door and convincing those major companies that they're 16, 17, that they're responsible. They've been trained, they know what they're doing, and it's a way for you to get a workforce in place.
Dean, can I have a follow-up question?
Yes, you may.
National Association of Manufacturers has put out data over the last several years that says that about 65% of jobs in the present and future economy are going to need technical skills and technical training. So, not just you, but the group here, I mean, how are we going to scale our workforce up to meet those needs when so many of the kids are being put towards 4-year as opposed to 2-year in career and technology education? What are we doing out there to ramp up these numbers in these programs? I know we've heard about the youth apprenticeship and the career centers, but how are we going to shift this focus to what these folks are doing?
I can just speak to Oconee County because Dr. Pearson, his opening remarks for this year was a focus on career and technology education. That's where he wants to focus Oconee County, and that's a change from years ago because he understands that not everybody is geared toward a 4-year college, and if you look, I think the numbers are something like only 35% of the jobs now require a 4-year.
The statistics I've seen are 20%.
Yeah, 20%, and so you're looking at 80% of the students not falling into the category. We need to do a better job of steering those students into these programs.
Okay, I think we got about 3 minutes.
I'm so sorry, can I make just one quick comment to I participate in national studies of all different kinds, and one that will really rock the floor is 46% of all of the money that was lent or invested in industry in the United States in 2015 was in what sector? Manufacturing. If you don't think, it's not just South Carolina, if you don't think this country hasn't figured out that we need to make stuff, crazy. 46% of all the money invested or lent last year went into manufacturing.
Wow. Somebody can tweet that, that's a great stat. Steve?
Carla, is there any stat that tells us so far with the youth apprenticeship that it's actually, that students are not actually going on to college, they're just staying in the profession? Is there any data on that yet?
We will have some of that data available probably towards the beginning of next year, because the youth apprenticeship program has only truly been in existence for about 3 years, and we're starting to track some of those metrics now. But in nearly all of our youth apprenticeships that we registered, we have had a large percentage of those students continue their education at a local technical college.
Because I think on one hand, it's great that the two young men in front of us are seeing the value of this, and quite frankly, I don't understand why we don't make this mandatory for all students, but that's maybe a political hot potato. But what I wonder is, are we gonna create another problem by pushing it if kids aren't actually getting any college education? That's the question.
The way that our programs are structured is that the education that the students are receiving at the career centers and the high schools can be transferable into an adult program, and the majority of those youth apprentices are going to either a 4-year or a technical college. But hopefully we'll have some good data on that.
Okay, real quick, last question, Justin, on the Twitter, the question was, did you know anything about machine tool jobs when you started at the Career Center?
Yes, I have a few family members that do have a machine tool job, and they kind of pointed me in that direction after I took the class the first year.
Good. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you to our